Let's see here. Alright. Looks like everything's working. Hello, all. I am starting a little early today because we are on the run to tier 11, and I wanted to get the entire tier done today. These are the best levels in the contest. Come back and talk to you. No? Alright, fine, I'll talk to you first. These are the best levels in the contest, so I want to get them all played in one video. But then I get distracted by stuff like this. Mm-hmm. Oh no. No, if that's the level I'm thinking it is, we are not going to go do that right now. That level was a thing, to say the least. But we are going to go ahead and switch costumes. What do I have custom? Dr. Wily one's broken, so... So, why don't we... I'm not gonna do Breakman, though. I am gonna purchase all the costumes while I'm here, though. I think I have enough. Is that the last one? Yep, okay. Alright. It's only fitting. Tier 11 will be Proto Man. Take that base. Going up. Hey. No. Megaman was up there, though. All aboard the hype train. Alright, what do we got here? 10th place, Time Link, Flaming Fortress. Score 78.25. 73, 74, 93, 73. I will say this, it will be pretty difficult to top that last last level in the tier. I think it was Frigid Inferno. I very much enjoyed that level, so... But... we'll see what happens. These are the best levels in the game, so... one's sure to top that one. That's cool. I didn't know you could do that with the tackle fires. Checkpoint. Ooh. Ah, okay. Doesn't come back? That's right, I gotta jump on those. Duh. I forgot how they worked. Oh! Don't jump there. Going down. Oh. I absolutely hit the jump button there. Crack open a water. Oh, come on! Can I slow down on those things? No, I cannot. Not supposed to jump there. I'll get this. Kinda have no choice. It's not like this level has a skip teleporter. Oh, come on! I could probably... yeah, I could probably cheese this with Rush Jet, but... I want to play the stage as intended. Why? This is the reason I started early. In case I got a level like this. And if this keeps up, we're probably going to be playing late. Yes! Can't kill that, okay. Doesn't look like it damaged me either. The level looks nice, at least. Megaman? Nope, Solar Man. Yeah, you're a whole lot harder and that without a flat terrain. I think this is how you were in the game too, actually. There you go. That was a thing! I was not expecting that as the stage. Well, I don't know what I was expecting out of that stage, but that was a cool use of that gimmick, though. I like that. Parmesan. The level isn't too long, and it felt like it could use one or two more challenges, but it's not necessary. The Bumby catchers are used really well in that they're telegraphed and always fail fair. The first one caught me off guard, this is fine, and the first one over a pit, which is also fine. As I was getting used to the type placement, the Fire Boys are cool, but, excuse me, not phenomenal. The levels, excuse me, get the hiccups or something. The level's good, but mixing the gimmicks together really well would have made it a bit better. PK Ouija. I love the paths the tackle fires take. It's trippy in a way. In general, this level is pretty well made, and even visually, it's well organized. I like how the areas where Bunby catchers appear are marked with the armors in the background. As for the catches themselves, I enjoyed the section where you had to let yourself be taken by one of them. It was nice and fast-paced, and putting them against you soon after was also a nice change of pace. The bit after the teleporter was a bit too harsh on my eyes, though, especially with the contrast to the darker theme of the rest of the stage. M-Jack. At the risk of sounding banal, the stage is epic. The centerpiece of the stage is the jump jump slide slide bit without the jump jump slide slide prompts, which on its face isn't so great, but I think it's precisely the lack of hand-holding that makes the segment work. The segment's short length, that it doesn't drag, but long enough that the challenge isn't trivial. The checkpoint being right before the first Bunby catcher means you waste little precious time between failures. And most importantly, because there's no QuickTime inputs, it really feels like you, the player, are kind of breaking the rules and playing through the level the way you weren't supposed to play through it. Cruising through enemies and tackle fire dispensers like they're nothing. When you finally nail that section, you feel like the world's biggest badass. I did feel pretty good when I finally actually did nail that section. The level also has a wonderful sense of place, made all the more impressive by the lack of custom aesthetic elements. There's something immensely cool about storming a castle, and it does feel like you're venturing deeper and deeper into this medieval lair. That structure also lends itself nicely to the relatively gently sloping difficulty curve, with Speedy's section obviously throwing a massive curveball into proceedings, and the sense that the level is getting more and more claustrophobic as you go along is just so rad. Honestly, the only really unfortunate thing here is that the enemy selection is sub-idle. Crabots and Dockerons fulfill much of the same role, and the former don't especially fit into the level's aesthetic. But this is mostly nitpicking. Really, really enjoyed this one. Freems. My god, a level that telegraphs the Bunby catchers? What kind of alternate universe did I wander into? First of all, thank you for doing that. While I think that the first one can still catch you by surprise, the fact that the rest of them follow the same pattern is very good and makes future appearances of them feel fair and justified. I also want to say that I do appreciate the unique patterns with the tackle fire dispenser. It did a lot to make it feel more interesting with the same old gimmick. However, it does really feel like the level just kinda ends after a while with no climax. I kept waiting for the big moment where the two gimmicks were used together, but it didn't really happen. The long Bunby catcher stretch was the hardest part of the level, bar none, and it kinda used both at the same time. But the dispensers were just more platforms than they were a gimmick. And not much came from either gimmick after that point. The ideas laid out were solid, it just never really got the chance to grow. Still, didn't stop me from having a good time though. I think after I got through that section with the long Bunby catcher pushing me through and I died several times, once I actually completed that felt great doing it without having to rely on Rush Jet or anything like that to get through the segment. But honestly, beyond that section, I didn't think the level did too much. I mean, it was still cool seeing the different patterns from the tackle fires, but on a whole, it was just a I felt like, aside from the Bunby catchers, it felt like just a good fire stage. So, yeah, there were some 9 tier that I liked more than that, but huh? slow down. What is going on here? Ooh, wow, what is going on here? I am going to go down the elevator, reload the screen, hopefully that... Ooh, what is... Oh, no. Why is this happening? We're almost done with the freaking main attraction of the game. I don't think I have anything running in the background aside from Stream OBS. Alright. Ninth place, That Entity Person. Spicy Top Action. Score 78.38. 95, 77, 62.5, 79. I know that entity person. He is. Yep. That definitely looks like that entity person. What's with all these high tier places and levels using that fire gimmick? Whoa! That sunset really looks nice. Come on. Oh, damn it. I had a feeling I jumped too soon. Oh! I am really playing poorly tonight. There we go. Oh, nope, nope. Yep, we're going down. It's kind of cool looking. Alright, we got a split path here. Let's go this way. Wow, they only do 4 damage in this level. Alright. Not that I'm complaining. Oh, I can do this. What am I thinking? Ah, fuck you. That was smooth. However, I do find it funny that the enemies exploding balls do more damage than the spikes. That's a little eh. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh. That's what you want me to do, huh? Good enough. Uh-oh, uh-oh. No, don't. Nope. Whew. Whew. I guess I would have come up from over there. That's nifty looking. If I'm not fighting Top Man, I'll be really disappointed. Solar Man and Top Man. I did not expect a double battle this late into the game. Alright. Let's try this again. I can focus on Solar Man. it instead of jumping. I feel kind of bad because Salmon Shield basically saved my ass right there. And I don't like the equipment I get in the game to actually help me like that. But it is done. I probably would have beaten that on the next try anyways, so. Parmesan. I love what you've done here. You show conventional use of gimmicks that break expectations in the best way. To start out, the level is beautiful. I love the layers. I love the backgrounds. And I love the music. Anyway, I think doing split paths is risky in this contest, but this is great. By using split paths, you made 2 new gimmicks without making the level feel bloated and without underutilizing one gimmick or the other. At the start of both paths, you get a tight platforming section in which you made the great decision of using damage spikes. If you used normal spikes, this level would be terrible. But these sections are tough and engaging and let their gimmicks really shine. You made the fire very slow moving, which was really awesome. It still goes with the theme of precise movement, but suddenly there's more pressure. Even in the last stretch with the line of moving fire, it just feels satisfying even if it isn't too hard. The top section, likewise, starts with precise sections with damage spikes, then the next section gets spicy. Using the super fast and super slow tops makes it almost not even feel like the same gimmick. But man, it's fun. Every time I play this section, I'm just having a blast. Good job. I guess I just wanted a better last segment, but I can't complain too much with this level other than wanting to see more. PK Ouija. Why are the tops so fast? Overall, this level has been crafted very well, utilizing the enemies in fun and creative ways. I'm not too keen on the splitting of the paths, but it is what it is. The upper one is made a bit weirdly with all the super fast tops, and some sections there felt weird. The lower one, on the other hand, has a more slow and methodical nature to it, which I personally preferred. Not a big fan of the double boss battle, though. M-Jack. More like spiky top action, am I right? Because, wow, even with the extremely neutered damage spikes in this level, I sure was getting impaled by a lot of pointy things in rapid succession in this level. Now, if my decimal score looks a little weird, there's a good reason for it. Given the split paths in this level are so different, I thought it was only fair that I judge the 2 sections separately and then average my scores together. Given that this level's 2 paths were 23 points apart, exclamation points, that only seemed fair. But before we get there, let me just state for the record that the first part of the level, before the paths diverge, is extremely fun. The enemies and gimmicks are introduced separately and in low-stakes situations, as they should be, without ever feeling like the level is slowing down to do the introductions. And there's a great gag with the absurdly tall fire totem. Is that an Alolan form? Haha, Pokemon reference. Now the lower path, the underwater one, that's legitimately fantastic. It feels like a continuation of the path above. It's very challenging, but in a totally doable way. And the checkpointing's generous should you fail. I think the slow section where you're between some very tight fire spikes could be shortened or sped up a tad, but that's really my only complaint. But the upper path with the tops is a little weird. I did eventually figure out the timing of the super fast tops, but it's extremely tricky. And it takes a lot of trial and error to figure out how to get past them as they whiz by. At first, I thought it was effectively random, and I ate up a lot of deaths once they started tossing you into spiked ceilings. The bomb thrown sections also feel a little out of place, since they don't show up earlier and exist in weirdly rompy open spaces that don't jibe with the rest of the level. Finally, two slight demerits. This stage is extremely busy visually, and while I thought the sunset was pretty, albeit kind of familiar, the stage's visual aesthetic looked cobbled together from a bunch of Megaman 2 content in a way that was distracting. And golly gee, that dual boss is tricky, and not in the fun way this stage is tricky. Is the correct strategy hug the edge of the screen so that Solar Man falls in a pit and kills himself, or spam Rain Flush and just fight Top Man like normal? Neither is particularly fun. I did like this level, but it's definitely blisteringly hard at spots, which you're clearly aware of, what with all the checkpoints everywhere. I suspect this top action might be a little too spicy for some palates, but for me, I liked it just fine. Shame about that top path, though. That's really got me thinking then about how that bottom path played out, because I'm kind of with MJack on that one. I did not like the top path there. Anyway, Freems. There were definitely a lot of creative uses out of the assets here. Both the Top Man platforms and fire spikes had a nice deal of diversity to them, and they never really felt stale. Even the fire totem enemy got in on the fun and had some unique setups that you don't usually see. Overall, I would say the first half of the level was well made. Everything is introduced to you rather well, and outside of a few jumps here and there that really feel too far away from their own good, it's well made. The separate paths begin to lead to a problem in the fact that each path only really focuses on one of the two gimmicks. You get to see some creative uses of both tops and fire spikes, with a lot of actual spikes thrown in. I'm grateful they weren't instant death, and even then, it almost felt too excessive at points. But if you want to see the other half, you have to play the level twice. I wouldn't recommend forcing a player to play both, otherwise the level would go on for too long. But some in between where one of the gimmicks doesn't just vanish from the level entirely for the second half because the other is a split path. It just makes the whole thing feel strangely segmented, especially at the end where the two come back together again. But it can't really use any of the more complicated forms of the gimmicks since, well, there's a good chance the player hasn't seen one of them. This seems like a really strange thing to harp on about, because I guess in the end, I'm just sad that we couldn't get both of the gimmicks working together in full tandem because of the level being split in two. And really, my biggest complaint is I wanted more of your fun ideas. So I guess that's still a win at the end of the day. Yeah, at some point I'll go back into that level and play that other path. Maybe if I have time at the end of this video, I'll do it. But yeah, I did not enjoy that top path with the fast spikes. Great idea, but in execution, it just felt weird. I don't know how else to put it. 8th place, Corby, Braving New Depths. Score 79, 70, 69, 88, 89. Nope. Let's go. That's right, that's what those do. So yeah, Corby was actually Freem's co-author in Megaman 2, where they both made Haunt Man. That ended up 3rd place in the contest. recall if I've actually played that level, though. I didn't play all of Megaman 2. Considering that was 3rd place, I somehow don't think I played that. But I sure watched people's videos of it. Yeah, we're gonna do this. Damn, those cannons... I didn't know if I could go down there, but I wasn't gonna risk it. That's right, those explode. Let's get you down here. I think I need to shoot up one more. There we go. See ya. Get up there. Oh, come on. I guess now we can find out if that pit leads to nowhere or if it... down there. Can I go down there? That is a pit. Okay. Oops. Oh, come on. You're much easier to deal with if I just shoot you. Oh, come on, really? Oh, and both of those cannon enemies are gonna come back. Clock's gonna come back. The Hammer Joe's gonna come back. Oh my god. Checkpoint, okay. So I died literally right before the checkpoint. Oh, this fucking thing again? Whole reason I went up there. Obviously. One thing I'm noticing about these levels is they are quite difficult. Oh! I mean, I suppose it's a good thing that they're difficult, but I just wasn't expecting to spend this much time on all the levels. Oh, yeah, ay. Oh. Huh. Okay. No, where you going? Damn it. That looks like it's just gonna be for rewards. Rewards that don't look at all worth it. Okay. Huh. There you go. What do we got here? Gyro Man. Oop. Yeah, you're just Gyro Man. Alright. Give me one moment, please. Okay. Parmesan. What a unique level. The Alabels mixed with the Ringman platforms and the Balade missiles is really where this level excels. Those challenges felt new and exciting, and I'm glad you made those a fun time. The fact that you could just use special weapons and negate all of those challenges is a downer, but trying to do them legit was really fun. I think the handful of reflect blocks in the later challenges, so you couldn't just avoid them, could have made those more fun. Likewise, the Balade missiles can be pretty boring gimmicks, but this level used them well. However, they have the same issue in that every challenge is negatable with a weapon. The Ringman platforms are used pretty well, mostly with controlling where the enemies are, as well as the more reflexive ones. Yeah. The level feels fairly long with adequate checkpoints, but it feels like you get lost in the level. By the end, I felt like I could barely remember how it started. The parts are good, but I don't feel like the level has a flow. Having a changing background or feeling like you are getting somewhere in the level would make it feel better, in my opinion. PK Ouija. Not my cup of tea, personally, but I can appreciate what it's doing, although I can see where the sections where you have the walking bombs to blow up the missiles could get frustrating. Generally, though, it's well put together and never got to a point where it would have been frustrating. M-Jack. When I first played this level, back when only half the levels were in for us judges to play, I noted its potential to take home the gold. It has everything you want in a good level. Gimmicks that don't overstay their welcome, all with effortless introductions, tight but fair platforming that mixes puzzles, speed segments, and enemy challenges, and to top it all off, a slick and tasteful aesthetic. What more could a player want? Well, this player wants some more goddamn checkpoints. The individual screens of this level are all fair challenges in isolation, but when strung together, they can wreak havoc on your health. These enemies all do quite a bit of damage, and the Hammer Joes are extremely durable. Ultimately, this isn't a huge problem as the stage telegraphs nearly all of its challenges in advance. But I suspect that this stage is going to be a stumbling block for some new players. The only real problem with this stage is the Gyro Man fight, which has a creative arena that removes all of the challenge. You just perch beneath him and pop your head up every so often to angle a charge shot to his torso, easy peasy. Let's be real, it's not like Gyro Man has challenge to begin with. Maybe Balade would have been a better boss, given your box. I don't know. It's unfortunate you end on the low note, though. Ah, for fuck's sake. Oh, for fuck's sake, where am I going? That was probably the end of the review. It sounded like it was. No, it wasn't. There it is. Ultimately, I don't see this level getting first place, partially due to the strength of the competition, and partially because I suspect I'll be the judge who's nice when it comes to checkpoint-like challenging levels like this one. This was really good though, and definitely a highlight among the entries. I really hate it when they move the frickin' cursor and change the judge comment. That's on me though. Never before have I ever said to myself, man, I can't wait to play a level with those bomb enemies from the Wily Machine boss in Mega Man 5 for the Game Boy. Never have I even thought it would even be an interesting enemy in any regard. But using them to destroy Ballade missiles is such a good use of them, it's unreal. Really, a lot of the assets were just really put together, and for the most part, it fits really well. Assets aren't just thrown down randomly, and there's a good reason why certain Ballade missiles are where they are, and man, it just ended up working really well together. I especially want to bring note to how well everything was introduced to the player. You understand how the bombs work, that they blow up the missiles. You see the worms all be a thing you have to deal with. That was awkward. Without getting pounced on one. You're given plenty of chances to mess up in the first half before it starts getting more dangerous in the second. I do think a few rooms are too busy for their own good, and there are a handful of enemy placements that are more rude than anything else. Exactly one eye-worm over a Ringman bridge that felt more like a surprise rather than a good challenge. And the boss arena made it feel a lot more janky than it did fun. But overall, I did have a really good time with this level. If you wanted to make a pun based on Ballade missiles and bombs, I maybe even call it a blast. There was a lot to this level that I liked, and a lot to this level that I did not like. I did not like all the bulky enemies. That was actually one of the biggest problems I had with the level, is just all the bulky enemies in it. And then the Gyro Man fight was... I mean, you made Gyro Man easier, which I didn't think was possible. But a lot of the setups using the bombs and the Ballade missiles, as well as the Ringman platforms, though, were really clever and well made. Tama! And a quest. Oh. There you go. Okay. Crystal Joe. Okay. The crow's got a little frickin' space thing on. 7th place, Patchy. Just a space level. Score 81.50. 96, 86, 56, 88. 3 minutes late. Oh, Pippies, Gravity, and Crows. And another level where I'm outside in space, but I don't have zero gravity gimmick. Patchy, by the way, if you don't know, made just an ice level in Megaman 2, which was okay. That is one I do remember playing. It was an okay level. I didn't go for the Noble Nickels when I played it, and good thing I didn't, because they're apparently evilly placed in that level. But she is also now a judge for Megaman 3, so congratulations to her. Oh, okay. The 0.5 kind of confused me. For some reason I thought it was heavy gravity. I don't know why I did. Oh, come on. Whee! Oh, those are spikes. That was my fault. Oh, Pippies. Crows. Crows. There we go. Oh, and I can't kill you. Oh, this is what we're doing, huh? Thank you, Eddie. Nope, now we got heavy gravity. Oh, the crows are upside down now. That was a lot more intimidating than it looked. What's over here? Sorry, nothing. You don't need to apologize. Pippi scared me. No. Ah, damn it. Oh, I don't like Pippies. Alright. Thanks, Eddie, again! Heavy gravity. That was clever. Okay, I see what I gotta do here. Go this way. Okay. I like that. No. Because that's gonna make me heavy. That's gonna switch to that. That is clever. And now I have 0 gravity, so I can make it up onto that platform. But you can still use Rush Coil and Rush Jet, so... or Concrete Shot. So it kind of negates that whole puzzle. She's dead. And I just trapped myself. Good job. Damn it, get up there. Wait a second. No, I can't. I just realized. Because I need the 0 gravity to make the next jump. Well, I suppose I could Rush Coil that one, too. Take that. No, I definitely couldn't Rush Coil that. I could Rush Jet it. This is definitely a level that you should really have disabled the utilities. Ah, come on! Oh my god, go away! I fucking respawned. Oh! That's the end, too. I really do not like the enemy set this level. Excuse me.
Fuck the two of you.
I do like these stages that are taken into account that people are going to use Beat Rescue to trivialize a lot of the challenges. Though I'm starting to get to the point where I may end up just using Rush Jet to trivialize this challenge. Screw this. Not dealing with you. Dealing with the same enemies over and over and over again. Whew! Three appearances by Eddie, huh? Stone Man. Well, you're harder than Gyro Man, at least. Oh! I hit the jump button like 3 times there. Ay, vey. It was a well-made, very clever level. A lot of the gimmicks were used very nicely together. That last room was obnoxious. I did not enjoy having to replay that puzzle and that crow over and over and over again. I know it was a short distance between the two, but there really should have been a checkpoint at the beginning of that room. But I'm sure I'll probably be in the minority in thinking that. Let's see. Parmesan. I think making gravity the focus of a level can be really challenging since it usually complicates other gimmicks more than it shines on its own. This level changed my mind on that. While there are a lot of great parts, the puzzle where you have to find the right gravity to go up to clear the ledge before the last stretch is brilliant. The first time I played it, yes. Even if your use of the gravity was great, the block terrain was also genuinely amazingly done. Other levels have used the block terrain similarly, where they're smaller moving platforms instead of winding through a whole level. But the execution here is just amazing. Also, telegraphing them is a great touch that makes it so much easier to understand what you have to do. The birds that drop smaller birds, pippies, are usually frustrating, but they're mostly fine here. You use the gimmicks on their own really well, but that last section is just an absolutely wonderful combination that makes the level come together. The level looks great, feels great, sounds great. The entire package comes together as something better than a lot of people could make for a main contest with so much more time. Genuinely exceptional level. PK Ouija. Wow, I'm kinda blown away. That was really fun and well thought out. I really liked the usage of the snake blocks, and combined with the different gravity settings, their placements were always great and fun to traverse. Even the boss battle did a good job of using the snake blocks in a fun and creative way. Even that one room with all the gravity changers that seemed daunting at first was not hard, but fun and clever. And yes, Toho music. Love it. M-Jack. Oh gosh, if ever there was a level I wanted to judge more generously, it is this one. Because there's so much charm on display here, and so many novel setups. And if not for the massive flaws here, it'd be a top tier material. But unfortunately, this level has a gaping hole in its second half, namely the entire final section that can be trivialized by going out of bounds, thus skipping over the gravity changers and keeping your jump sky high for the entire final section. Oh my. This is a glaring error because made all the more bizarre because the rest of the level blocks off far less obvious places for out-of-bounds skips. And yet, this isn't even the worst functionality error in the level. No, that dishonor goes to your ability to clip through the block train in the boss room and get trapped in the ceiling. With no way to get back down and continue the fight. This is especially frustrating because, bluntly, the creative arena doesn't make the Stone Man fight any more enjoyable. As for the rest of the level, well, I did mostly like it. Like a lot of the levels in this contest, using gimmicks in the Gutsflift family, there are moments here where I found myself frustrated by how damn long it took for the block trains to get back in place so I could try segments of the level again, in general. The longer the train, the more my interest waned. It also didn't help that the Pippies in the level seemed very active and hell-bent on dropping their spawn in the least convenient places. It sure sounds like I didn't like this level, which is wrong. I did like it, and there are moments where I loved it. You got a lot of utility out of your gimmicks, and there was a pretty natural progression from normal gravity to high gravity to low gravity to the final mix them all together section. But the flaws here are pretty tough to overlook. I did not see any of the flaws, thankfully, but... Freams. This is one of those levels where it's clear from the get-go that you knew exactly what you wanted to do with the gimmicks you received, and you made the most of it. Most levels that use block trains turn them into over-glorified auto-scrollers, but actually managed to do something unique with them, acting as either a unique type of platform or a way to create a short endurance challenge. The variety was very welcome. That and the level manages to cycle through all the different gravities with a very good difficulty curve. And I have to appreciate how the spikes just sort of vanished when the platforming got much harder with the high gravity, but they were present for the easier to manage low gravity section. And of course, all levels like this have to end with cycling through the different gravities over a similar platforming section. And you actually managed to put the boss fight with the gimmick and not make me hate the fight. So that's also a plus. Really, my top concerns are I feel like a room or two could have been cut out. It feels just a tad too long at times. There were also a handful of times where the enemy placement seemed a little rude. Walking forward and suddenly two crows are shooting you down. And while it was a little annoying, that kind of enemy placement was more the exception than the norm. So all in all, I had a good time. Good fun. I guess it's just my poor playing that made me hate that end section that much, but man, that was brutal. A brutal section that would have benefited from a checkpoint right there, but I mean, hey, if this was a Mega Man game, there would have been 2 checkpoints in the level, the midway point and the boss fight, so I guess I could be thankful there was a checkpoint little ways back. But dealing with that crow every time was a pain. 6th place, Strife, Cascade, score 81.75, 70, 83, 95, 79. We haven't come across anybody else's favorites yet. I think Strife made Launchman and Shuttleman in Magmammal 2. And if I remember correctly, he's also the guy who made Freedom Planet. One down. Knock it off, game. Oh, come on. Don't... Jesus. my god. Key. Oh no. Oop, oop. Nah, just die. Wait. How on earth do I do this? Okay. There we go. Ah! Never remember the name of this thing. There we go. That was a nice one. Sorry about that. I was kind of waiting to see if my game stopped skipping, plus figured I'd get a few bites to eat. Let's see here. Parmesan. Even if the waterfalls seem like the more memorable part of this level, I'm really impressed by the Blade missiles. Throughout the level, the waterfalls are used well, especially considering that they can quickly become really obnoxious. This level avoids that. The level gets annoying with the amount of small mistakes that can force you to repeat a slow-paced section, but that really only occurs in the middle outdoor section. Otherwise, the Blade missiles working to give you something to do while you wait for the Venus waterfalls in a lot of sections makes it so you're not just twiddling your thumbs while waiting for the waterfall to drop or stop. But really, the quick laser section at the end is brilliant. Might be my favorite use of the blade missiles in the contest. It makes for a genuine puzzle that you have to solve while still retaining the characteristics of the level. It also doesn't overstay its welcome. Switching into one fast-paced quick laser section just feels super weird though, since you expect it to be like the last section. I just stood there looking around as I got killed. Overall, I liked this level, and it looked and sounded really good. It can just get frustrating and sometimes inconsistent. Compared to the previous levels, definitely that's probably the easiest one I've played in the tier so far, to be honest with you. PK Ouija. Just like the music, it's a very calm and laid-back level, which is most enjoyable when you don't go in guns blazing, and rather take your time to look at all the challenges as they come. I especially enjoyed the quick beam section, as that was the one section I thought would be fast, but I was pleasantly surprised to see it have a same calm approach. MJack. This is a serious contender for the most beautiful level in the entire contest. The aesthetic here is flawless, as far as I'm concerned, and it perfectly fits the relaxed playstyle of this level encourages. Where the hell did I read that? Almost every challenge is telegraphed in advance, and the enemies amble slowly from side to side, giving you plenty of time to react. There are some cute little nooks and crannies for you to duck into. The gimmicks are introduced well in a bunch of creative and economical setups. If anything, I think this level needs to ramp down the tension. I think the much maligned quick beams are handled well in this level, and are used for some sort of fun puzzles. But the one room where they're used in MM2 style, Megaman 2, gotta go fast style, feels like a misstep. The boss fight struggles for similar reasons, with turtles that move faster than every type of enemy in the stage combined. But ultimately, these are extremely minor missteps in an impressively relaxing and replayable level. Perhaps the most impressive thing about the stage is that it's not a cakewalk. Despite its overwhelming tranquility, it goes to show you don't need non-stop adrenaline to make a fun level in the run-and-gun mold. Frames. Most of this level just kinda felt good. Seeing the Venus waterfall used in ways not seen in Mega Man V, with using the blade missiles alongside them in good ways. For the most part, it worked really well together, and the level itself looked really nice to boot. But the surprise quick beam section at the end was a little odd. Now, the quick beam section is certainly creative, and I understand what the intent was, but the main problem is how it just casually alternates between a puzzle room, a room meant to go fast, and a puzzle room again. If you panic and take a puzzle room fast, you'll die. If you think the next room is a puzzle room and pause, you're dead, because this one you're supposed to go fast. You can't predict what type of room is coming up next until you already messed it up. So it's pretty much an easy way to die. If all the force beam rooms were puzzles, or all of them were meant to go fast, I wouldn't even mind that much. The puzzles made sense, and the speed room was designed pretty well once you realize it's not meant to be a puzzle like the last one. Really, this paragraph was dedicated to having a problem with the last 5 seconds of the level. So let me clarify that overall. Good job. Yes, I enjoyed this one very much so. I like the quick beam setup with the puzzles and all of that, and I was only caught off guard for a little bit with the fast room, and then the Venus waterfall. I don't remember where exactly I died, but I think I was having issues because the game was chugging that entire level. So that's definitely going to be one that I have to replay when my system actually wants to run it. kinda embarrassing that my system can't run Megaman, for Christ's sake. Yeah, you're the... Heart hat. Let's try it once. I think I got it. Oh, damn it. If I had to go over and talk to him. Yeah, I knew it. Yeah, alright, fine, I'll do that later. Fifth place, B28. Planet Xanlordus. Xanlordus. Okay. Score 82.25. 78, 86, 88, 77. Don't start that shit again. It was running just fine throughout the hub. There you go. Proper 0G in space. Going down. Yeah, fuck you. Oh, you have no invincibility frames. Okay. Ah! Boss fight? Nope. Oh, this fucking thing. This fucking thing. I mean, I like fighting it like that. That's actually a unique way to fight this boss. I'm actually gonna go fight that thing first. Oh. Oh, I think I broke it. Oh, oh! There we go. Alright. Let us go ahead and read these. Parmesan. First of all, this level looks beautiful. The parallax looks great and fits. Second of all, using this low gravity can get kinda iffy since I think far too often it means you just have a chance to jump over enemies and make a few big jumps. This level gives you more room frequently to make use of the extra mobility. Those extra wide rooms give you so much room and really make the gravity a big part of the level design. With the flip platforms, I like the introduction a lot since it clearly teaches you, but it doesn't feel like the level pauses to show it to you. It just feels like an easy and super smooth way to ease you in. Otherwise, the flip platforms are just consistently used well with the low gravity. You make them really complement each other, especially the bonus portion for the M-Tank, which I did not find. And it's genuinely really fun and engaging without being over the top. The Ace Manbos are super frustrating enemies, but by separating them, the level allows you to just dodge them quickly. I'm personally not fond of the boss since I just think it's too much as a boss for a normal level, but I'll give it a pass since it's complemented with the gimmicks well. PK Ouija. Nicely done! The low gravity worked pretty well with the wind platforms. There were some nice secret goodies to find, and I loved how the boss was handled, except the middle section. All in all, good level. MJack. I usually despise levels with 8-way scrolling, which made this level's high quality a very pleasant surprise. The floatiness of the level really worked in its favor, giving you a lot of space to maneuver through tight spike jumps and to dodge Ace Manbao Danmaku. Some of the segments had minor issues, mostly surrounding how awkward it was trying to kill certain inconveniently placed Met cannons. But this was just a blast to play. And gorgeous, too. I docked the level a dozen points or so initially because of the boss, but when I replayed the level, I found myself really enjoying the shark fight. Well, not the fight itself, which is a little too easy and a little too overlong, but the discovery that this oh crap boss was actually pretty easy once you routed it kind of saved the fight. I think the shark fight is better and truer to the open world design philosophy of the level than if you had stuck a thematically appropriate star droid like some of the other space levels in this contest. Frames. I feel like this level did a good number of things right. For the most part, it looked nice, it played nice, the gimmicks were well introduced, and it never got too challenging. But because I'm me, and it's also quite literally my job, I'm gonna start nitpicking. Fighting all three parts of the Mecha Shark at the same time is a neat idea and concept, but in reality, it barely changes anything outside of the fact that you're more likely to fight him backwards here. While most of the enemies seem to have a place in the level, the Curlingers never really get a chance to do much of anything with the low gravity, usually just going into pits before they have a chance to become a threat. The area shortly after the Met Daddy is also strangely spike heavy, especially since the section after that tones it down right away. I do want to bring extra attention to the longest, most out-of-the-way M-Tank in history. Less so for how out-of-the-way it is, but more so that due to the vertical nature of the screen, you really can't see some of the spikes coming when you're jumping for the first time. Especially the first jump off the flips platform over some spikes, the platform is lined up just low enough that you can't see the sailing spikes until you're already jumping. So that's also a little unfortunate. But I think it's important that most of this comment was the less important problems, while the level overall still remains very solid. Yes, that was a very enjoyable level. I did like that one. The 8-way scrolling, honestly, it's never bothered me that much, but I understand why it does frustrate some people. It's tough to pinpoint where you're landing as far as jumps are concerned. But with this level, with the zero gravity, it works really well. I did enjoy that one. And we're not going to read the judge comments again. Uh-oh. Junk golems. I did not like the look of that. Fourth place, the Stove Guy Warehouse of Conveyors. Score 83, 69, 78, 96, 89. Still no favorites, so, huh? Maybe it's just junk blocks and not junk golems. There has been a lot of Sonic music in this. In this contest. At least I'm pretty sure this is Sonic music. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. Oh, that stays up a lot. Okay. Probably gonna do this one then. There you go. Oh. That's neat. Keeps me from running over the things. Gotta get rid of you first. No! Good. Jesus! Buffed that up, huh? Alright, I don't know how to use Concrete Shot. Oh, damn it. Oh, wait a second. Excuse me. Alright, let's see here. Lucky deck. Oh. Ha! It's up on that top platform. Okay. Alright, I gotta rush coil up there. Just dropping that. Oh, shoot. I gotta do that. Okay. This is a tough puzzle to figure out. I'm overthinking it, I think, though. Okay. How do I take those out? I think I have to die. I figured it out. Destroy it with frickin'. Alright, this one first. Now, move this to drop that, but don't let that fall. Certainly don't do that. Nope, nope, nope. Go that way. Now do this. Now drop that. There we go. Doesn't matter how good a level is, blockies still stink. Especially when they keep respawning like that. I'm loving this stage, by the way. Okay, okay, so there is a tell. Come here, beat. Nope. I'll get that first, alright. What am I fighting on a conveyor belt? Ballade. Unfortunately, this is a case where I don't quite know Ballade's pattern, so... Damn it. Nice. That was a really good stage. I liked that one. And that Ballade fight was intense. Gotta say. Let's see how the judges felt. Parmesan. This level is super creative with the conveyor belts, and factoring in the junk blocks on the conveyors makes it a lot of fun. The puzzles you designed were easily the highlight of the level. However, I found the floating bomb enemies to be really obnoxious most of the time. They're really awesome near the end where they are shot from generators, but for so much of the level where you are in a cramped space and can't deal with them, they are genuinely frustrating, especially when paired with the armored enemies like the plant. While being far from a bad level, those moments made the level a lot less fun. I just want to note right now that the lights are flickering in my house, so if I get cut off at any point, that is the reason why. PK Ouija. I really enjoyed the puzzle approach this level had. A few things that I really liked were how the power management for the sheep platforms was reversed sometimes, and the rooms where you had to move junk blocks around correctly. Another thing I had fun with was fighting the big walkers on the conveyors, and dropping the one of them into spikes. That felt good. A few sections were annoying, like having to drop between two platforms just as they were activating to stand in the middle of them, but those were minor sections that didn't break the flow too much. MJack. Now this is a damn good level. So good that if BoxBot didn't tell us otherwise, I'd think you took way more than 48 hours on it. Jesus. The puzzles are tricky, but not perplexingly so, and they require just enough dexterity and speed on the player's end that they're not just an intellectual exercise. The heretofore annoying Splash Woman mine enemies, which are called Akosutobon, but who's keeping track? You are, MJack. You've done that with just about every enemy in this contest. Are used here in an extremely clever and enjoyable way. Even before the room where they are lobbed at you like projectiles. You literally thought outside your box to add Sola Zero and Blocky to your palette of enemies, and I'm glad you did. Every one of those enemies was placed perfectly, and they added just the right amount of challenge to the level. And of course, the tiling and animation are gorgeous too. There are some very, very minor nitpicks I could name, like how the zany boss arena feels a little contrived even as it adds a new layer of strategy to the belayed fight, or how I wish it was clearer which junk blocks can be destroyed and which can't, and how if you respawn on one screen, a W tank falls out of its nook while you're spawning. But wait, crap. I named all the nitpicks in one tiny little paragraph, and I still have like a dozen nice things to say about this level. It's just a goldmine of good ideas, with every element placed more or less perfectly. From a purely objective standpoint, it's probably the best designed level in the contest. From my vantage point, there's a couple levels I'd rank above it because I find them more charming. But I defy anyone to leave this out of their top 5. Freems. There was a lot I liked about this level. I feel like it's pretty safe to say that you managed to use the box assets to some of their fullest potential. I really liked how you were able to create puzzles using these conveyors and the blocks, and it never really felt too hard. There were a handful of spots where I wish there was an easier way to tell which conveyor changed to which platforms, but outside of that, I really enjoyed the puzzle aspect of the level, and it never started to feel stale. But in contrast, the stretches that were just enemies felt pretty tacked on, and didn't really add much of anything to the level. It feels. There was also the short stretch where the mines were being fired out, which was a cool idea, but it kinda just showed up near the end of the level for 2 screens and left just like that. Honestly, with a few cuts here and there, I think this level could have been the perfect length. And while I want to compliment you on having most of the enemies interact well with the gimmick, or with their surroundings, the hand-dos were the only one I felt just kind of felt placed down to be there. However, despite this, I want to say it sure is one of the nicest looking levels in the contest. I really did enjoy it when the level stopped and focused on using its gimmicks in creative ways. And it's probably one of the only levels in the contest that managed to throw the gimmick in the boss room without either being pointless or just making the boss fight a million times worse. I very, very much enjoyed this level. It actually might have taken my favorite spot from Frigid Inferno. This was absolutely stellar. The way the junk blocks were used, all the puzzles. The boss fight at the end was hectic but fun. It just did hit all the right notes to make a superb level. Well done. Oh, we got Freem's favorite. Third place, Rhythm Parasite, Deep Within the Jungle. Score 84.25, 77, 84, 90, 86. Freem's favorite. You only gave it an 86 and it's your favorite? Alright. No! Damn it. I was having fun until I died. Stop bouncing around. I don't think I've come across a gimmick. Well, yeah, okay. Chomps, that's right. I guess those do count as a gimmick. And these frickin' things. Level. It was fun to make, so I hope it was fun to play as well. The level is rather short, but it's still like it. Razor Vines by Bulby. go right? No, okay. Ow. No boss. Huh. That happened. That was really disappointing for third place. I mean, it looked nice, but... Parmesan. This level is really solid. It has a really smooth difficulty curve that others could look at as an example of how to do it right. The level also looks and sounds really freaking good, without being something not Megaman feeling. Where the level falls flat is near the end. I have no real issue with what you have here, but my issue is in what isn't there. Most levels usually have an end section where they push what you can do with the gimmicks. You effectively use the gimmicks, but you did not do anything that made the level truly stand out. Take these assets and go a step further. I wouldn't even change what you have earlier in the level. A last section where you use the assets in a new way would turn this from an effective level to something really good. PK Ouija. Great theming, great usage of gimmicks, well-rounded enemy challenges. This is a fun level. I don't really have much to say here. It sort of speaks for itself. But you can bet your sweet Bippy that I had fun here. M-Jack. This level's a blast. The enemies are all introduced very well, the difficulty curve slowly ratchets up, but the level is so zippy you barely notice, in a good way. There's nice attention to detail with the fork blocks, which are ever so slightly desynced to make you jump easier. The Wanons are used first as a cute alternative to spikes, and then to goad the player towards the boss doors. And there's no denying that this stage is gorgeous in the aesthetics department. Not only is the tile set gorgeous, but the level's geometry all makes logical sense while still providing a fun challenge. I think the only real problems with the level are that the spikes can kind of blend in with the background, and that the lack of a boss is serious disappointment, especially because Woodman and Plantman are both in the dev kit and would have been right at home here. Other judges might take umbrage with the level's shortness, but as for me, I find the level's conciseness to be a part of its charm. Loved it. Freems. It's hard for me to describe why this level fills my heart with happiness. It doesn't really go for anything new and exciting, it doesn't break any boundaries, but goddamn, it plays like a fun Megaman level. Almost everything is introduced smoothly and never feels unfair. There's a simple yet still present difficulty curve. It's like the perfect length for a stage. I don't know. It just hits a lot of sweet spots for me. I will say that the very first bounder is introduced in such a way where it feels like if you aren't moving right away, you're going to get hit by him. And the lack of a boss fight in that boss room tore my heart into a million pieces because it just ends up making this level feel incomplete at the very end. But I love how the gimmicks were introduced. I love how it flows, and I loved that one Yanbo near the end where you're sliding so you know he's coming and you gotta act fast when you get out. Not every stage has to break boundaries to be a fun Mega Man level, and I think this proves it. Maybe because it's where it's placed in the contest, but this one kind of disappointed me. I will admit it was fun, but third place worthy in a class of 107? I'm not certain about that. There were a lot more levels in tier 10 and previously in this tier that I just felt were much better overall. Again, I had fun with this level, and it is a solid and great looking level. But yeah, that's about it. It doesn't really break any new boundaries, and the lack of a boss fight at the very end, I thought after Mag Mammal 2 we were done with that, but I don't know. Don't have a boss door the next time if you're not going to include a boss. Oop. We got M-Jack's favorite, which only means one thing. Second place, N-Blast, Lime and Lame. Score 87.25, 93, 72, 97, 87. M-Jack's favorite. That means the last level of the game is PK Ouija's favorite. And considering we know we have to do something for a quest in a certain level, the level that we have not seen yet, we know it's number 1 now. More Sonic music. This is a Lime level. Oh, come on! This is the rewards from earlier. And a key. So if I was to come down here without the key, what would have happened? Another creative use of this gimmick. That bolt was certainly not worth it, though. No, no, no! I do not want to lose this key. Oh, come on! Stop charging if it's just those enemies. No! Ah! I really wanted to see what those keys did. Split path. Let's go this way. Another key. what would I have gotten? Couple bolts and an M-tank. Oh boy. Oh, you have a pattern in this game. 3 jumps and run. That was another really fun stage. I liked that one too. Yes, I very much liked that one. I don't know if I liked it as much as the conveyor belt one, but I definitely enjoyed that. It would be a solid 2 or 3 for me. Parmesan. I love this level a lot. In other reviews, I frequently mention how you can create new gimmicks and new experiences out of existing gimmicks. This is one of those levels that others should look at as an example. The block trains were beautiful. While some could make the argument that there should be visual cues, I don't think they're even necessary, since they're usually in very short sections and you can immediately pick up on what you should be doing. Just about every challenge was fun, engaging, and creative. I spent the whole level being excited about what was going to happen next, and it delivered. Using keys as collectibles is a pretty cool challenge for essentially bragging rights, since there aren't collectibles. But even so, I sorta want to go back and try that, since it just seems fun. My only gripe is that the last section can get tedious, since it is mostly instant death based. I still like what's there, it's just that there is too much to mess up on and do the longer early section again. The visuals and the music just make the level. It feels so open and so much its own. Overall, fantastic level. Thank you. PK Ouija. Hey, that's pretty good. Enemies were used in creative ways, like the tops being dropped from the ceiling, making a neat timing challenge, or the flying enemies appearing when flipping certain switches. The snake blocks were also handled really well. Excuse me. Having some really fun and intriguing sections. It's lime, but not lame. M-Jack. Now here's the sort of level I love. Cramped little hallways full of nooks and crannies that you crawl through and toggle with. Perfectly designed to appeal with my cat-like obsession with rummaging around in tight spaces. But this level isn't my favorite just because it caters to my personal nuances. The central conceit of the level means that there's a fantastic mix of challenges, often on the same screen. Enemy challenges and tricky platforming sidle up right against each other. There's deliberate puzzle platforming and speed segments rubbing shoulders, and the difficulty is fair throughout. Megaman 4 levers are the glue that holds this level together, because they let you fit so much into a tiny space without it looking or feeling like a squeeze. I feel the same way about Yoku blocks actually, although those are super ripe for misuse. Now, where this level falters ever so slightly is with the block trains, which are used here not merely for an extended and enjoyable Citadel basement homage, but as makeshift moving platforms. These I didn't care for. They make your movement bumpy and clippy, and it's tricky to figure out exactly where they begin or end. I think all you needed to fix that is just alter their sprites a little. I'm not super enthused with the Quickman fight just by dint of not liking to fight Quickman, and being mildly irritated by boss rooms that shoehorn the surrounding stage gimmicks. But these are really minor flaws in a level with a lot of ingenious setups. I'll single out my favorite section in this level, and the entire contest possibly. It's the section where the top boys, not their name, but admit it, you call them top boys too, are positioned at the top of the screen where they function as makeshift crystal droppers, until you flip a switch and remove the gaps between them, letting you backtrack and mow them down in rapid succession. And then you climb up to get the key and head back down. They've already respawned and are ready to ambush you. Now that is some slick design. And there's plenty of moments which are similarly brilliant. Fantastic stuff. Freems. I had a lot of fun with this one. You had a clear idea of what to do with the pieces handed to you, and you made it work out really well. The block train wasn't just used as a normal train and had plenty of issues throughout the level. Though the ones going left and right were a little janky at times. It wasn't a deal breaker. I'm a little sucker for good usage of the levers changing how the level works. And they were never unfair with what they spawned or how you activated them. Any blind jump would catch you with plenty of room to spare. I also enjoyed how the top enemies usually stayed at the top to provide another hazard while platforming, rather than acting as your normal enemy type. I would say that a couple sections might go on just a tad too long, or has a tad too much going on, but it's rather minor in the grand scheme of things. And there were plenty of checkpoints to compensate, and it never really felt stale, which is important if you're going to make a longer level. Also, shoutouts for getting me to think Quickman isn't going to be affected by these blocks, and the first thing he does is land on one to prove me wrong. Good show. Yeah, I think I said my piece on this one a few minutes ago, but yeah, that was a really fun level. I did enjoy that one very much. Kinda wish I didn't die and lost those keys, because I would have loved to have been able to pick up those rewards at the end, but oh well, I'll come back eventually and get that. By the way, yes, I have noticed, I love the fact that the backgrounds have, like, elements of the level in there. That is really clever. All these people talking about it, hyping it up. First place. It's got Sheepman and Pharaoh Man there. Wonder if I fight them both in the level. First place, Shinru, Mystic Museum. Score, 92. 88, 92, 98, 90. PK's favorite. Damn it, Shinru, why don't you give other people a chance? He won Mag Mammal 2 as well. Oh, that's right, I had to beat him. Not well, I'm gonna do a Buster only first. Then we'll do it with weapons. Oh, I can tell. This is gonna be creative. We got these conveyors again. All that for a bolt. Amazing that the only levels with those conveyors in the game both hit. And we got these enemies again. Quicksand. Actually, from what I heard, it stops it. Okay. Tackle fires. Ground van. Oh, it's up there. Alright, never mind. Tengu Man. Wind van. Loving all these cameos. Oh, come on! That thing screwed me all up. Oh. Jump on that. Okay. Alright, more of these puzzles. Those frickin' crabs. Aquaman! Oh, jeez. Who is that? Purple blur. Do not know who that is. That's suspicious. That is formerly known as Napalm Man. I thought this would have been a secret, but apparently it's the end of the level. Still not good at fighting. Oh! I had my utilities disabled. Okay. Now we're back here. And I just noticed quicksand is still... Oh, you're on an auto spawner. Come on! Woo! Dang Gun Man. The only time we ever fought him was with Crash Man. I'm actually stunned by that. I can get by this music. Oh, it's Anchor. I'm for the life of me trying to figure out what fucking... what boss this was. This legit feels like a custom boss. Okay, so now what? Oh, okay. That was great. Very well done. And yeah, I think that actually might be my favorite stage in the contest. I know it's hacked the first place entry, but that was really, really good. Parmesan. Rush isn't a service animal? What? This is an outrage. 0 out of 100. Genuinely, though, this level is really good. The whole aesthetic of the stage being a museum was genuinely awesome without having a nonsense story. Your custom graphics were really good without being too much. The use of the gimmicks was super good, especially using the sandfalls to climb the higher elevations. And of course, the supplementary assets were used super well and really made the other assets shine. This level does so much that other levels would fail to do, like use a lot of a lot of text boxes. Jesus, the boss, which is actually a fun fight, and making hints towards a secret boss without being too esoteric. For how important the theming was, it was kinda weird how it just goes away in the underwater section. But that's really just a nitpick. The level could have been better in some parts, but overall, it's really good. I think this level should be used as an example of how to do certain things, mainly story. PK Ouija. That was amazing. Seriously, the idea of running through a museum is a cool one, and how it was executed was also great. The moment I walked inside of a painting was probably the biggest wow factor for me. The usage of the conveyors and the quicksand was also great, and they were combined in super cool and creative ways. I also enjoyed reading all of the signs on the way, and since they were short, it never felt like they slowed anything down. And dang, you even put a secret in the level. That's cool. Overall, I'm blown away. Ebjack. It's certainly commendable that to make a level with solid design and theming all the way through, as is the case here. But what makes this level truly impressive, if you ask me, is that it's a comedy level that doesn't lose its luster on repeat playthrough. The art museum conceit easily could have lent itself to some attempts at interjecting humor into the level by having text boxes with jokes about how, e.g., haha man, aren't monochromatic paintings so weird? Haha man, aren't monochromatic paintings so weird? Modern art, am I right? Instead, the level plays the info boxes mostly straight and instead has the wackiest gags inextricably, I butchered that word, I know it, tied to the gameplay itself. Like, say, having several screens where quicksand is randomly falling from the sky, which you assume is some arbitrary video game challenge, only to get to the top and discover the sand is spilling out of a painting. The funny thing is, when you stop and think about it, the rules of the paintings are completely arbitrary in a way that flaunts conventional level design principles, and yet it didn't hurt the level at all. That sometimes the frames were solid, sometimes they weren't, and that sometimes you're just randomly thrown onto the Oregon Trail, albeit a version of Oregon Trail where trucking accidents have usurped dysentery as the primary cause of death. Dysentery. I should know that, I have a shirt that says that. Which isn't to say the level doesn't do the standard introduce test master thing with its treadmill gimmick, but it wisely realizes that this in it and of itself doesn't make for a good level. I enjoyed the level that was mostly a treadmill gimmick, thank you very much. It was my number 2 in the contest until this one happened. Now, what stopped this level from getting 100 from me is that the boss is a total letdown. While it's very technically impressive seeing Anchor turned into some unmoving demonic monstrosity statue thing, it's just a slog to slowly deplete the thing's 28 hit points. Thank God for Homing Sniper. I guess, although that just removes any and all challenge from the fight. If it took double the damage, it'd probably be more enjoyable. This is the only disappointment in the stage, though, and in a contest like this, I'd rather have an underwhelming boss follow an incredible level than the other way around. Every Magmammal so far has had the winner level, the one that you play and go, oh, okay, that's what first place looks like. In that regard, Mystic Museum joins the esteemed company of Glassman and Identity Crisis, and honestly, they've got competition. This wasn't my favorite level in the contest. Again, that boss is pretty bad, but it sure as hell came close. Enjoy your victory. Freems. What a nice level. You really took the aesthetic and ran with it to its fullest potential. It felt like the museum from the beginning to the end. When the very first Hornet Man flower in a painting was alive, I knew I was in for a good time with this one. Nothing jumped out and screamed bad placement to me. The gimmicks were also well done and put together very nicely. The usage of quicksand gets an extra good mark for actually making it interesting and fun. And the way all three were brought together at the end felt like a very fitting conclusion to the challenges of the level. Though there were a handful of sections I feel I would have cut out. Oregon Trail was there because it was funny. That's why it was there. A handful of times it became a little too hard to tell what was solid and what was not. Mostly in regards to the Pharaoh Man painting, and while the boss reskin was a very nice touch, once you figured out it was just a stationary anchor, he basically takes zero effort to defeat. But overall, I think you did a fantastic job with this one. And I'm inclined to agree. Yeah, this is probably going to be my favorite level in the contest once I play them all over again and redo them, because there's just so much charm to this level. It's unbelievable. And yeah, I do find it funny that MJack pretty much predicted this one was going to be the winner. And of course, it was designed by the same guy who did Identity Crisis, so on the plus side, he's going to have a break in Magmammal 3 because he's one of the judges. So we will have a new person to be number 1 in Magmammal 3. Unless, of course, it's Red Bloopy. Who knows? Yeah, I had lots of fun. And Megaman, who is Proto Man. Okay. Can I jump down here? Oh, Beat comes rescue me. I have that turned off. Teehee. So yeah, that's every level in the contest. Well, every level in Tier 11, you have to watch the other videos for the other tiers. And with that, I can stop reading judge commentary too. Yay! I think we're all happy about that one. But this was a lot of fun, but we aren't quite done yet. We still have the box cartel to take care of, which we will be doing next time. And there's loads of side quests. Now, I'm not the type of guy that does platinum runs on things. I'm going to see how I feel after I take care of the box cartel, because I will be honest, 107 Mega Man levels, even over the course of a few days, or a few weeks, is really draining. So, Cutman. I think we're gonna go with the Fortress of Cutman, because So I may end up just doing the box cartel and calling it. We'll see how I feel if I want to do the rest of the side quests. Now I'm just running around the freaking. Whee! Wait a second. Something up there. I'm really curious about those clouds now. Right when I was about to shut it off, I go and see something that piques my interest. Oh, I had to go up higher. Nope. There they are. Okay. I don't care that much. Alright. And on that, I'm gonna call it. Thank you for dealing with me on this long journey. And like I said, we've got at least one more video of this game to play. So I will see you next time. Maybe more likely on Sunday. See ya.